The 2014 X5 features a number of styling cues found on other BMW models. Headlights which run into the grills, widely spaced and more prominent kidney veins, and wing-mounted gills. We won't say where we've seen a similarly droopy bum, and likewise prefer to keep mum on the model designation which runs halfway across the tailgate. Despite our car's obviously road-biased rubber, it coped relatively well with the sandy roads on the way to the Mozambican border as long as we kept our speeds up. Is this what you'd expect from the vehicle that BMW claims founded the sports activity vehicle segment? It's the third generation and it's been given an almost literal facelift, with nip tuck on the exterior, a simplification inside, and an update to include BMW's latest tech. But is it dramatic and new enough? Or does sophistication not need that much of an upgrade? On a car that's brimming with technology, it seems almost unfair to highlight some features and omit others. One that did stand out for us was the xDrive status functionality. Not only does this incorporate a compass which works in conjunction with a navigation system, but it also shows the car's angle of inclination, both visually and in degrees. In the quest for ever greater efficiency, BMW, like most other manufacturers, have targeted weight saving as a design goal. While the X5 makes extensive use of aluminium throughout its suspension underpinnings, it's hardly lightweight. Curiously, at just over 2.2 tons, the M50d is hardly any heavier than the all-aluminium Range Rover Sport. More impressively, the new X5 sports a best-in-class aerodynamic drag coefficient of just 0.31, which should stand it in good stead in its natural stomping ground. There's nothing in the new X5 that you wouldn't already recognize if you're a BMW fan. The layout, the feeling, the driving experience, everything is typical BMW luxury and simplicity. As for comfort, BMW didn't have to change anything on the X5 and the simplicity is great. We're driving in Esimangaliso Wetland Park, but we might as well be in Iceland. It wouldn't matter because the vehicle's luxury cocoons you from the exterior, so it doesn't really matter where you are, the experience inside the car is the same that it's always been. As for what's new, well, BMW decided to simplify instead of add a bunch of things to the new X5, starting with the intelligent drive display, which you'll know from other BMWs if you're a fan already, an incredibly sophisticated touch to a vehicle that is already quite sophisticated. Being the M version, you won't find any cream upholstery or boiled walnut in here, just businesslike anthracite leather, Alcantara touches, plastic and of course aluminium. There's also an optional ambient lighting package with 9 preset designs to suit your every mood. We thought the red seemed most appropriate in an M model, as well as contrasting white stitching and subtle accents in the famous M colours. They've simplified the layout of the dashboard. They now have heated and comfort seats both in the front and the rear. And then they've added something quite quirky. Designed for the Chinese market, the iDrive, which is finally in the BMW X5, now has a touchpad on the control module. So for example, if you're navigating and you select your street, you can draw the letter onto the touchpad. The one flaw is that the vehicle was obviously designed for left-hand drive, so the control module is on the left of the stalk. So if you're right-handed, like most of the population, this is something you're going to want to be doing while stationary. In addition to the usual comfort and sport modes, driving experience control now boasts an Eco Pro setting for extra efficiency, while surround view makes it easier to park and maneuver in tight spaces. The more enthusiastic M driver will no doubt appreciate the chunker steering wheel, while he or she is unlikely to exploit all 1,200 watts of the B&O sound system when there's that beautiful, beautiful 6 growling away under the bonnet. They've also added a really nifty intelligent safety button, which allows you, if you are like me and you get irritated by vehicles that have a safety sound and a safety alert for everything that might approach you, you can turn it off with the touch of the buttons. So the moment you press that, it's turned off rear end collision warning and distance warning and all the settings that assist the driver. Hello cows, like cows. We're driving the M50d, which is the most luxurious, top spec, most expensive X5 that you can have at just over $1 million. From the derivatives available in South Africa, the only engine that is new is the 3-litre, but this is the old 3-litre, which produces an enormous 740 newton meters of torque. And the most fantastic thing about it is while driving and when accelerating, you wouldn't think that it's a diesel at all. The only time you notice is if you drive with the window open. And in terms of power, it's got 280 kilowatts, which is quite a bit of go. While Korean manufacturers and other Asian manufacturers are making impressive leaps and bounds, they're starting from a low base. German manufacturers like BMW pioneered a lot of the technology that you find in modern cars, so improvements are lately done in increments. And why change a recipe that works? The third generation BMW X5 is a good illustration of that problem. But it's not so much a problem when the result you have is still as luxurious and fantastic to drive as this vehicle.